Hi, everybody in kindergarten, first grade, and second grade, and welcome to computer class for this week. Today, we are going to look at, listen to, and learn a little bit about a topic that we had already talked about a little bit before, but it's a topic that's actually important to anybody, and this goes from little kids in pre-K and then kindergarten all the way up to big kids, adults, grandparents, even great grandparents who might use the internet or electronic devices like phones, tablets, computers, or anything like that. And that topic that we talked about is digital citizenship, right? And those are a little bit of bigger words to really just mean staying safe online, making good choices when you're using the internet and electronics, and making sure that you protect yourself and stay safe. Now, we talked about it before, and we did one part of a website that we saw, and we're just going to do a little bit more today. And in school, when we have computer class more normally, hopefully back to in future years being in class, we talk about this a little bit each year and try to learn and practice a little bit each year, to do things like learn how to make good passwords, keep our passwords secret, and things like that. So for today, we're going to watch a very short video. It's only about 3 minutes long. And then we're going to look at the next part of a website that we saw before called Google Interland. All right, so this video right here is just a little over 3 minutes long. And it talks a little bit about staying safe online, internet safety, making good choices, or those things that are part of digital citizenship. All right, so I'm going to stop talking while I let you guys hear this.
Today is my birthday. I'm gonna post a story. Let's meet outside school.
Happy birthday!
Selfie?
Yeah!
Hey guys, let's shoot some hoops. Basketball court at 4. I'll be waiting for you at my place to celebrate. This is my address and my phone number.
Happy birthday, David! You're very popular, aren't you? You have lots of friends. You use chats and social media all the time. They know everything about you. What you like, when your birthday is, who your friends are, the sport you play. But they could also know your phone number and where you live. Have you ever thought that what you share online could be read by someone that is not so much of a friend? Always remember to take great care with the personal information and photos that you share online. Share with care. Now let's go celebrate. Your friends are waiting for you. Remember, pictures and information that you post or send can be easily reshared by others, so they could remain online for a very long time. Be careful when posting. Don't share phone numbers, addresses, or personal details. This information could be misused by others. Always check your privacy settings of the apps you use. It's important to know what people can see or who can contact you. When signing into a website or social media, ask an adult for help and advice. Choose a difficult password and share it only with your parents. Take great care with everything you share online. If you have any doubts, always ask an adult for help. Do you want to find out more about parole ostili? Check the link on the video description.
All right, so everybody, that was just a little bit more information, a little bit of a different way to put it, to think about staying safe and making smart choices online. Now, if we remember, we looked at a website before that I'm going to give you guys the link to, and is also in our Weymouth Portal website, for Google's Interland, where their slogan is to be Internet awesome. And we went through before, a couple weeks ago, the section, there's 4 sections that it divides into, and we went through the one on kindness. And I said for computer class, for you guys to spend a little bit of time trying to go through that on your own, where Google has made a really cool way of learning a little bit, turn my sound down, learning a little bit about that digital citizenship in a way that's kind of like a video game, and it looks really cool. It looks really awesome. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this blue button that says let's do this. Now, if you remember, there are 4 different lands, and the one that we did before is Kind Kingdom. I've gone through all of these, and I have my opinion about which ones are easier, which ones are harder. They're all meant for kids, but sometimes a kid could be 4 or 5 years old, sometimes a kid could be 11 or 12 years old, so they are all a little bit different. When we did this Kind Kingdom one, that's the one that I thought was the best for younger kids, right? And we're going to try one today that is still for younger kids, could be just a little bit more advanced, but I'm going to say that you are welcome to try any one you want. If you want to spend a little more time on this, or if you want to try some others, remember how we use these arrow keys to get to each of the lands, and each one basically explains to us or tells us what we have to do to play that level, get through it, do the different tasks that it asks us to, right, out of these 4. And so the one that I was going to suggest that people do today is this one over here that says Mindful Mountain, right? And I could see that some kindergartners, if you were doing this on your very own with no help, it could be a little challenging. But I'll try to give you some pointers about how to do it, and also if you have an adult there helping you, it's something that you can kind of do together. Right? So Mindful Mountain is the one that you can try, that I'm saying, but really, if you want to give others a try, you can. And then just use your back button if any of them are a little bit too hard or you have a hard time understanding. So Mindful Mountain, I'm going to click play, and this land is all about thinking and making sure you're sharing things with the right people.
The mountainous town center of Interland is a
It
place
says
where
the
everyone
mountainous town
mingles
center
and
of
crosses
Interland
paths.
is a place where everyone mingles and crosses paths. Right?
But you must
So
be very
there's all
intentional
types of
about what
people.
you
We have to
share.
be very
And the
intentional
thing,
about what you
information
share.
travels at the speed of light.
Information
and there's an
travels at the
oversharer
speed
among the
of light,
internauts you know.
and there's an oversharer among the internauts.
Bounce each
Now,
post
what it
off the
wants us
mirrors
to
to get
do
it to the right
is
internaut.
bounce each post off the mirrors to get it to the right person. Now, there is a little bit of reading coming up next. I'll read some of it to you just a little bit, but I'll show you also how you can kind of get around it if you're not sure what some of the words are or can't do some of the reading. So in this first one, it says your current location, share this post with parents. So all you really need to know is this symbol right here, which shows this blue character. That's who it wants you to share this with. And I click play. Now, we see that that blue character is right here. And I have always loved little games like this ever since I was very little, where what we have to do is move this device right here, which is like a letter shooter or a message shooter, and we have to line it up so it'll bounce off these mirrors and go to the right people. This is the first level, so it's really simple. So if I bounce it off of this mirror right here, it'll go hit and then this way, and it won't get to where I want it. If I send it straight right here in this row, it'll just go and not hit anything. But if I use my arrow keys, right, and move it so that it's in this column right here, it will go and hit this mirror and bounce off and hit the right person. So once I'm ready, once I have this box lined up with the mirror I want, I press my space bar and it worked. It was correct. If you make a mistake, if you mess up, if you don't get it to the right person, the right people, you're thinking about making that happen and trying your best. And it's okay. It's no big deal. Now, with this one, let's try that technique I said a second ago. Let's say you weren't sure what any of these words said. Well, you know that you have to get a message to this character, the green guy right here, so you could just click play and do that. If you want to know what it says there's a funny lip sync video of you and your pals. Share this post with friends. Last one we shared with parents, now we're going to share with friends. Click play. We want it to get to the green guys this time, right? So how could we do that? Well, if I just left it right here and clicked my space bar, it would go through this green guy, maybe hit this yellow guy, and I wouldn't want that to happen. So maybe think of another way. What if I moved it around? And boys and girls, you think about it, and if you try it and you don't get it perfectly right, it's no big deal. But a letter is always going to go in a straight line and then bounce off something. So here, it'll go in a straight line bounce, straight line bounce, straight line bounce, straight line bounce, and straight line bounce, going through all of the green guys, but without hitting any of the yellow guys. If you tried it in a different spot and you don't get all of the green guys, it's okay. This isn't something you're going to get in trouble, you're going to get a bad score, you're going to get anybody yell at you, so just try it out. But I want to line up mine using my arrow keys right here, press my space bar, and I went through and touched all of the ones that I wanted to, got my message to all of them. It says, it's fun to laugh amongst friends, just be sure you have your permission before you share. Oh, now this one says it's a parent's credit card number. And we want to send this post to a lockbox without sending it to any of the other characters. So we could just use that picture and play. Oh, and somebody says, over here, secrets are my specialty. All right, so what we want to do is we want to see if we can get this message into this box right here. All right, to do that, it's going to be a little bit tricky, but let's see what happens if I send it directly to this red guy who was just calling us. Oh, remember this guy? He shares the secrets with everybody. He just tells everybody. He sent them out to everybody. So I want to make sure I don't send anything important or any secrets to him. And you know what? I made a mistake, but it's okay because I can just try again. All right, and if I keep checking them, I finally figure out that everyone that I would go to could have some problems except for two. One of those is right here. I could do a really cool bounce by going, bouncing, 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 and then getting right to that lockbox. Let's give it a try in this column right here. It says, excuse me, aren't you forgetting someone? Because that red guy, he wants to know everybody's secrets, but we don't want to tell it to him because he'll tell everybody else. Now, just like in a regular video game that you guys would play if you've ever played anything on a tablet or an Xbox or a Switch or anything else, each level gets a little bit more challenging. If you don't get to the end, if you don't do it all, if it gets a little bit too difficult, it's okay. You can try again. You can go back and try other ones. In this one, it wants us to share it with 3 different types of people or 3 different characters. All right? And I'm not going to make this video too long by going through every single thing, but you guys should get the picture, try your best, and all of this is really just about thinking about not sharing things on the internet that we shouldn't, or only sharing things with the people who it's appropriate to share to. All right, everybody, I will see you next week, and have a good rest of your day.